This is Annie. We went back to sheep because she is winding down on her time with me, and I have not seen the excitement behavior, the over the top, just out of control, not able to listen behavior on cattle. So I was hoping to just put her on sheep, give her a lot of space, give her kind of a free reign environment to start out with, and just kind of see where she's at. So what you're going to see is what comes most natural for her when she's in a little bit of an excited state and she has access to livestock. So I do expect her to probably do this a time or two when she goes home, because she's going to be away from training, she's going to be away from dog broke stock, and she's going to be in her home environment, which is where she has practiced behavior in the past. Now, I know they didn't ever let her run loose on livestock, but she has been around them, so she has shown the excitement before. So I just wanted to walk her into the pen with sheep and kind of see what she does. So she makes a beeline straight up the middle. She splits two off. She's not got much regard for the actual flock. These are dog broke stock, so when they're no longer being chased, they kind of stand, or look to go back to the draw. So I try to put a little influence on her there, and you can see it doesn't do much. So the excitement definitely won her over. I sent her to go ahead and get that one, and she made a beeline, got in front of it. The reason why he came back to the flock is because he's dog broke and he's a sheep and he wants to be with his buddies. So then I go ahead and put some pressure on her to try to get her out and around and get her thinking. And you can see that that starts to kind of slow her up. So I'm trying to get her a little wide to get around them. I do not think she's going to be a fetching type dog. I don't think that when she goes home and works the cattle that she's going to fetch naturally. Because you can see that here, I give her the opportunity to go bring stock, and she kind of comes up short because she does like to push and drive. So I go ahead and encourage her around to where she can fetch to me. The reason why is because these sheep are not going to respect her if she cannot get control of them. And so as long as I can show the sheep that she can get control, we will have a lot more successful session. So sending her kind of around, you can see she gets really tight on the backside there, and she's not really trying to get all the way around and bring, which is why I said I think the natural tendency for this dog is going to be driving, pushing from behind. So I set her up to drive right here. She kind of overflanks a little bit because I don't think she's quite sure what she's supposed to be doing. So I tell her right there, and then I'm just going to direct her on a drive. So I just want the sheep to just walk, ideally in a straight line, up the to the other end of the arena. So just putting the control on her, and then telling her where I want her to be is what has really changed her behavior here. The fact that I was able to step in front of the livestock and block her is kind of what got her attention. But then once she realized that I could get control of her, then her attitude changed, and I'm able to actually get some things accomplished with these stock. So I'm just telling her, walk up. If I need to call her in towards me, I'll say in here. And then if she's pushing a little too fast or trying to flank a little bit too far, I say there, and then walk up again. I think this is going to be the most effective way to use this dog, is for the human and dog to be on the same side, attempting to push livestock to where they need to go. Driving them back towards the draw, she cannot be directly behind them, so I'm trying to kind of push her out to the side, and the sheep are starting to kind of get away. Thankfully, they do come to a stop here. I'm still kind of pushing on her and walking parallel with her to get her into position to get control of them again. So driving is not just pushing. Driving actually means that the dog has control of the path of the livestock. So I do want to send her around, let her get control of the sheep again, and then set us up to drive some more. So as soon as the sheep are headed the way that I want them to go, which is away from the draw, which is where they would like to be, I can tell her there, walk, and then I just use my in here, come by and away flanks to keep them going in the same direction. She pushes a little bit too hard on one side, and that's what causes them to turn around and come back the way that we were not headed. I I used that opportunity to just go ahead and turn around and head back towards the draw and get control of them again. So we're just going to drive them a little bit. I'm going to see, did she pick anything up from the last time where we lost them completely? And she again pushes a little bit too much on the back, so I'm going to stop her, try to send her around. So Annie's one of those dogs that if she doesn't understand something or she's not comfortable with it, she really needs a lot of support from the handler. So I try to support her as much as possible and then set her up to be successful. So sending her all the way around here. And the sheep kind of get away from her because she's not in the right position. But I don't correct her at all because she's trying to bring them back. I know it's messy, but I cannot harp on her about that at this point because she's trying. So then I do put a little pressure on her for pushing them past me. And that gets her out nice and wide. And then I'm going to put pressure on my sheep to get them to stop, and she reads that and stops them, and that's great. We just call her off.